Or welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I want us to talk about why your TikTok shop isn't generating sales. All right. And I'm sure if you're watching this video, I would assume you already created a shop, you have uploaded your first product or several products, you maybe have seeded a few creators, maybe even run some ads, but sales barely trickling in, and you're sitting there wondering, what the hell am I doing wrong? Right. And for many of you guys, if you're looking and you're watching this, you're not alone. Many sellers are in the exact same boat. So today in this video, I want to break down 4 to 5 critical misses or 4 to 5 reasons why many sellers, I would say 90% of sellers, aren't seeing success today on TikTok Shop. And before you kind of jump to the conclusion that, oh, the platform is too saturated, the platform just simply doesn't work anymore. That is not the truth. You just miss these few critical steps and things. And honestly, I feel like many sellers just aren't that serious about this channel yet. So sit back and relax. In this video, I want to go over exactly what are the things that we have been seeing are the missteps that led to creators or sellers not being able to see success. So before we move forward, real quick, my name is Jackie. I run a TikTok Shop focused agency and do consultings on the side. And this channel is simply, I wanted to share with you guys learnings or things I've been noticing that are contributing to success or failures or the learnings I've been collecting along the way. And I just wanted to make sure that, I'm sharing the most helpful, the most valuable things so that you can take away and implement into your shop. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Let's talk about products, right? Let's talk about what is your go-to-market strategy? What is the offer that you're trying to build for this channel? But 90% of the sellers overlook this as the very first step that they should be doing. And they kind of jump straight to affiliates, jump straight to content without even understanding or without going through thoroughly on this topic of what is the offer? What are you trying to sell? What are you seeding or what are you promoting on the channel? Because the reality is not everything is going to work, right? Not everything is going to work on TikTok. So what are things that are actually going to work? And I want you to take away these two metrics or these two things and take a look at your products, take a look at your product mix and ask yourself, okay, what is one or two of these criteria? So first is the product should be solving a specific problem, right? In an emotionally compelling way. And we're going to go through these 4 examples that you see on the side here. But that's the first thing, right? Like the product should solve a problem. Second, the product should also be visually very striking enough that it allows customers to do an impulse buy. And here, I'm not simply talking about price, right? And I think in the very initial beginning phase of TikTok Shop, yeah, sure. Products that are maybe below $20, I will argue even $15 is selling, right? They're selling really well. But today, we're not in that environment anymore. Today, products that are above 30, above 40, even 50 are selling. So it's not just about the price anymore. It's more about the product itself. How does that connect with the content? And that content is able to convey that emotional value that allow customers to impulse buy. So why don't we go over these 4 examples that have proven to be doing really well on TikTok. So the first one is the ramen noodles you probably have seen on TikTok. So as you can see, there are many different flavors, and those are just quote unquote simpler products to sell just because they are very visually striking, right? For food, it has the benefit of, as long as you can make it look delicious, as long as you can make it look appetizing, people will go buy it, especially if the price is right. So that is exactly what happened to that product. They have many different flavors, and the creators realized that, hey, for noodles, I just need to kind of make the video a certain way that allow the noodles to look and feel very delicious. And that's exactly what they did. So essentially, that is a bundle that helps with acne or blemishes on your face. And when we talk about acne, right, that is a very emotionally, it's we'll talk about acne. It's an emotional thing, right? Because it's very visually visible on your face. So for most people, when they have acne, that leads to emotional kind of pressure or baggage. And when people have acne on their face, it's not just the physical appearance, it's also emotional, right? And when you have a product like that helps solve acne on your face, that's just going to do really well, especially if it works. And creators could simply just do before and after. And the price point of that product is also really good. So it has the perfect blend of everything that's required to do well on TikTok Shop. And that exactly what that product is. And that is why it was also very successful. Okay, let's talk about the blender. So I think this one is an outlier, meaning Ninja is already a very, very well-known brand. Notwithstanding, all these brands are pretty relatively well-known, or the products. But this product is slightly more expensive, right? It's a blender and it's not cheap. And the reason why they're also able to sell really well is, first of all, they're doing a sale, right? They are doing a promotion. So promotion can directly translate to, and when a product is on promo or on sales, that directly allow or transfer to impulse buy, because customer know this type of product doesn't usually go on sale, right? So that is exactly why this product was a success. Although, there's blenders don't look that sexy or they don't look that special, but because Ninja was able to implement or utilize that promotional strategy, they still were able to do a pretty good job selling on TikTok. And the last one I really want to touch on and go over, it was the very smart go-to-market launch strategy that Liquid IV did with their popsicle. So popsicle firecracker flavor, those hydration packets that they launched 2024 during summertime. It was it was a huge success, and I think it was so smart for Liquid IV chose to launch this on TikTok Shop, because popsicle, it's like unique. It's a very different, exciting flavor that they haven't really done before. And then this flavor and the fact that they are launching something so special and so unique is a perfect product for TikTok Shop. And that's exactly what they did, right? It's a popsicle flavor hydration packets that already sound amazing and already sound very fun. So that allow customers to do that impulse purchase. So that's exactly why they chose TikTok Shop, and that is also why they were successful. So again, I want you to kind of take a look at those two metrics I just went over and examples here, and kind of look at your own product mix and think about, okay, what are the things that my products have that meet those two criteria, right? And it really work on your hero SKU strategy. And also, for now, if you are just starting out, just focus on one product. Do not focus on two, do not focus on three, do not focus on an entire catalog. You don't have the bandwidth, you don't have the time, resources to do that yet. Just focus on one, right? One specific product that suits this platform. So this is, I think, really 90% of the sellers. This is essentially why, in my opinion, 90% of the sellers aren't seeing success, is because they don't even have the right product to sell on TikTok Shop. And maybe, at the end of this exercise, what you realize is, hey, my products are just not going to work on TikTok Shop. And that's totally fine, right? Because not every product is going to work. So then this saves you the time, the money, the investment that you wanted to do. But because you have done this exercise, okay, right now this channel is probably not for me. And that's exactly why I want you to do this, because most of the time it's because the product simply just doesn't work, right? Cool. So the next one I wanted to go into is creators, is the content strategy, right? This is the main pillar. I will say, if we ignore live shopping for now for a second, this is the only thing that is driving success and driving growth, driving GMV for creators, for sellers today. So, and I understand, right? TikTok is relatively new. TikTok Shop is relatively new. Most sellers really have no idea the volume it takes to be successful on the channel in terms of seeding creators, sending samples, and they don't really know what it looks like to have a holistic or a good kind of affiliate or creator strategy. So first myth I want to kind of like, so the first thing I wanted just to say right off the bat is spray and pray no longer works. As much as I hate to say this, we did it. It was a mistake. We have done spray and pray, and it just proven not working since even last year. So we have stopped doing just that alone, right? As a strategy, because it just doesn't work anymore. Too much competition already on the platform. There are too many sellers doing the same thing. So if you still bank on, oh, I'm just going to simply see products and it's going to magically work, I'm going to save your time here. It will not work. So, and I think the second thing I wanted to also mention here is, I think for the longest time, the platform tells you, okay, seeding volume is positively correlated with GMV. And I want you to erase that and simply know that's no longer the truth. And actually, the more you seed over a line of period of time, you actually will see a diminishing return on your GMV, right? So now the baseline, the situation is, okay, spray and pray doesn't work. The more volume I'm seeding, it doesn't feel like it's generating more GMV for my store, right? So then what is the strategy, right? Like then what should you be doing? I think the first thing is I want you to do this exercise where look at your existing marketing channels, look at your existing creators, customers outside of TikTok, right? Like you probably have a few influencers, some creators, or some UGC creators that you have worked with. What do they look like, right? Like who are they? I want you to list out some of the profiles of these creators. And I'm sure you probably will be able to list out, let's say, 2 to 3 creators. And that will be a baseline. That actually will be a baseline of creators or profile creators that you're looking to hire, you're looking to source off of TikTok Shop, right? Like what I said, what I wrote here, you need to kind of figure out and build a system to find, activate, and retain creators who actually convert specifically for your shop, right? It's no longer, I'm just gonna go out and do everyone. No, you got to go narrow already in the beginning. You need to be very focused on who is the right creators that you are looking to hire, that you're looking to source, that you're looking to build that connection with. And from the spray and pray point of view, the expectation is every relationship is pretty transactional, right? You're not going to have that one-on-one relationship with every creator, right? Because it's a mass volume game. But when you go from that approach to this more blended target approach where I have 3 avatars, right? 3 affiliate creator avatar in my mind, and those are the only ones I'm going to go after, you will have an easier time building that one-on-one connection, retaining all those creators, because naturally those are the right people who will promote your products well, right? And they will also probably want to associate with your brand and your product. So this is really, I think, the key and the mind shift I think many sellers don't yet have today, but they should start doing. And last thing here is, although many sellers, will still go out and do this volume thing, but the expectation for volume is no longer where they thought it would be, right? We have sellers that do 500 videos easily, and that's no longer going to move the needle. You maybe need to do 1,000 a month, 2,000 a month, 3,000 a month, right? So the benchmark is rising. It's going up. So, and that's why I think it has become more challenging for sellers to understand that spray and pray, that kind of gives you some volume, but most of the creators suck. You don't have the quality, and you are not actually just generating simply enough content or just volume of content. So here's what I'm going to suggest you do, right? So do what I told you, or what I mentioned in the earlier, which is you should come up with 2 to 3 creator avatars who are the creators that you're looking to retain, build, and find. Second, start seeding those creators, right? There are a lot of them today on TikTok Shop. You will not probably run out for at least 2 years. Like we have creators, we have sellers that have been doing this for 2 years, and we still have new creators every single day, right? So if your concern is you're going to run out, just remember you will not. There are enough. There are more than enough creators on there, and you just need to find the right ones. And once you find the right ones, you need to make sure they are generating enough content for you, right? Like, let's not talk about good quality yet. Like, that doesn't exist today, right? How would you know what is a good quality if you don't have any content? So we need to do that mind shift again, which is you're not generating enough content from high quality creators. So that is the order I want you to think about and think through for your affiliate content strategy. So here, if we go a little bit more tactical here, first is use Affiliate Center to open and target plan, right? Like don't no longer only just do the open plan because you're just going to get low quality affiliates. You need to start doing more target plans. That is when you send specific messages. That's when you're going out to the higher quality creators to get them to say yes to your brand, to your products, right? And also keep in mind, you have your own criteria here. What are the specific creators that you're looking for? And also, this will speak to the fact that how would you get more content and also incentivize people, creators, to create not only enough content, but high quality content, which is offer tiered incentives, right? Allow creators to enjoy. So offer tiered incentives that allow creators to understand if they create more content, if they generate more GMV, what are they going to get extra from you? That is also very important. And then this is the last thing, which is, you really need to start treating your affiliates and creators as an extension of your brand. And when we say that, it essentially means there should be a direct dialogue between you as a brand and your creators, right? It shouldn't feel like there is friction in communication. And that is what creators hate. They hate when they can't speak to the brand. They hate when they can't get hold of someone from the brand side. So if you want to make this a sustainable content engine and strategy, ultimately the goal is you need to build a community. You need to build a place where your creators can talk to themselves. They can talk to you as a brand, and they can get direct dialogue, direct support from you. So again, I think, if we look at the content that lives right above products, right? Like I think product is the fundamental, and once you get dialed in, figure out, the next thing is the content, right? And then I think the content piece, there's so much into it, and let's take baby steps right here. Like, and then I'm sure most people today aren't even doing what I just shared with you guys, what I just told you. So do that first, and then we can talk about this community thing, this tiered incentive structure, right? So let's move on to the third, which is, in general, this space is pretty opaque, right? In terms of there's really no real education or really good, solid content or knowledge for people to learn, for the solids like yourself that you're watching this. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my part to really just deliver more value, just to share more that I'm seeing, I'm learning. Ultimately, there's just not enough people doing that today. And that is also why I think for many sellers, because they're also just stuck in the 0 to 1 phase and they don't have enough resources or enough education, enough content to help them grow faster, they just ultimately aren't willing to invest too much because they are just scared that, oh, where is my investment going to go? So this is really a chicken and egg problem. And this is not necessarily on the sellers. I think this is really ultimately, as every platform grows, right? There's always these, when you start off in the beginning, there are just limited access, limited resources. So because TikTok Shop is still new, right? It's only been the second year here in the US. So there's so much that sellers don't yet know. There's so much that it's still unknown, right? Ultimately to sellers. And another thing I noticed is, TikTok Shop, it's still, again, it's new. So many sellers haven't really taken it too seriously that they see this as like an ancillary channel or just a side hustle or just something they maybe will explore, right? And if it doesn't work immediately, they're going to stop. Or if this is a side hustle, obviously, what else can you expect? You will be expecting a side hustle results. So that is also the problem. That is the issue, right? If you don't put in the full-time attention, hours, or effort into this, if you don't have the time, hire someone to do it for you, right? Hire a full-time person to help you figure this out. But you can't treat this just like a passive channel that's going to figure yourself out by just doing spray and pray that I mentioned earlier, right? It does not work like that anymore. This is a very intense channel, and successful sellers we know have 15 people on their team working on this channel alone. 15 full-time employees working on this channel alone. So that's why you have to treat it like a real business, right? And if you're watching this, I know you want to, right? You want to figure out TikTok. So why don't you put in the time, you do the right actions, hire someone if you don't have the time to do it. So track your metrics, know your daily GMV, manage your top 10 creators personally, launch weekly offers, test different things, audit your performance monthly, right? Do those things, I can guarantee you will see results faster. So now, with that said, right, I think those are some of the key things I really feel like are lacking today in the market, in the space, from sellers, from everyone that aren't seeing success necessarily. So what's the action plan, right? I want to end on this so that you can take away with specific things that you can work on right away. And these things will help you to see results faster and will put you in the right direction. So I will link a TikTok Shop scaling guide that I've created in the description. Go read that. It's like 15 to 20 pages in there. And that lists out exactly the affiliate content strategy, the affiliate stuff, and the strategies that we have been implementing. We have been doing since 2024, right? A lot of it's already in there. It's free. Just grab it down below in the description. And if you're serious about or continue doing well on TikTok Shop with social commerce, subscribe. I'm gonna have way more content coming up. I'm actually also working on something very exciting I would love to announce soon. But now is the time, right? And I think for people who aren't serious about TikTok Shop, now is time to get serious. The platform is already matured enough that there are sellers that are making serious money. And if you want to figure it out, you want to figure it out now, right? Otherwise, it's going to be too late. It's crazy to think about, but Q4 is not that far away. We're already in Q2. So you only have this much time left to figure out before the biggest event of the year to help you to get to that dream or to get to that goal that you set maybe in January of this year. So time is not on your side. So time is not on your side, right? You need to get moving and get started today. So subscribe to my channel. I have way more content coming up and a lot of good, cool resources coming out as well. If you want to get started, just click the scaling guide below in the description to get it and read that, execute, and do that today. I'll see you guys in the next video.